Hello, everyone. Today the moon is in Leo in my third house, and I feel called to show up and share some inspiration with you. This video is about the transitioning phase between the Sagittarius season and Capricorn season that is now on the horizon, and I share with you the chart of today. So this is the chart for December 13th. Now it's noon in Austria, where I'm living, and you can see the sun is still in the last decan of Sagittarius, and Hygeia is in Sagittarius, but Venus and Mercury are already in Capricorn, and next week we will have a new moon in Capricorn and a new Venus gate too. So Venus will conjunct the moon, and we have a new moon with the sun and the moon in Capricorn. But back to now and back to the present moment. I want to share some inspiration with you, some energy and astrology impulse about the situation to have, the sun still in Sagittarius. So we are still in this energy of expansion. Maybe we got new insights, new visions, especially around the full moon, which was so powerful, the full moon in Gemini, with the moon Mars occultation and Mars in conjunction to the full moon. So it might be that you received new visions, new ideas. And now in Capricorn, when Capricorn season is coming, it's really about finding the structures that allow us to manifest our ideas and vision, to bring them onto the earth. And it might be in Capricorn, from an evolutionary astrology perspective, we have the awareness of our conditionings and the deconditioning process, the establishing of structures and the restructuring. So it might be that we now, at the moment, with both energies very much reflected by the cosmos, that both energies, the Sagittarius expansion, new visions, new growth, and the Capricorn, how can we bring it to earth? How can we structure it? Both is in the field. And I think now it's a wonderful time to reflect about your structures, reflect about your rules, reflect about how you manage your life. And maybe you must adapt or expand your structures. And maybe your structures and your rules, your self-rules, are too crystallized for your new Sagittarius visions. So maybe you have ideas that are actually too big for your current system of structures, rules. And when I'm talking about structures and rules, I really mean external and internal. So maybe you have certain beliefs, Sagittarius, that are very strict and that limit your growth. So you maybe have certain rules inside of yourself that need to adapt, that need to be expanded, so that your new visions have room to breathe, Gemini. And maybe your structures are too crystallized and outdated, and that can mean that you have to completely put them away and find new structures that are flexible, that support your growth. And I really want to talk a little bit about this idea of a very constructive Capricorn energy. And I think the word constructive really fits well to Capricorn. So structures that allow you to evolve. Structures, Capricorn, that allow you to expand, Sagittarius, so that you come with your Sagittarius vision and don't try to press them into your current reality, which is maybe too tight, but to expand and to widen step by step. Don't traumatize your nervous system, but really widen and expand and adapt or restructure so that your higher visions, your new goals, your ideas have room to breathe. And I think that constructive Capricornian structures mean that they hold us lovingly and that they support our growth and that they are flexible and can stretch and can bend in a way that gives us a feeling of security and safety, but also a feeling of that we don't feel restricted. And I think that it's really about, in Sagittarius, we can have these fiery visions and new ideas. And I received some new ideas for the next year in regards to teachings and courses and so on. And I think that Capricorn really supports these Sagittarian ideas and visions, and this urge to follow our path and to discover new territory and to have this adventurous life and to make new experiences and to follow our inner truth, and in that way widen our horizon and widen our wisdom and make new experiences. But we want to stay on our journey and don't burn out, right? So we don't want to run all the time and are over hasty and over fiery and then have no energy more and have to completely stop. So Capricorn lovingly can help Sagittarius find a pace that serves us long-term, that serves us in the long run. So you can ask yourself, which new rules, new standards, new ways to live and to work do you need to live and work sustainable so that you might be successful in the long run? And I think that with Capricorn, we really can turn our Sagittarius vision into long-term projects and goals. The spark of inspiration, Sagittarius, wants to be manifested and brought into form and onto earth, but in a way that is actually healthy, because Capricorn is so much about the preservation of our energy and the conservation of our resources, and to use our resources in a constructive way so that it serves us long-term and so in a sustainable way. And I bring you an example from my own life. So I had actually, when Venus left the underworld, Venus in Sagittarius left the underworld around December 1st, I had a wonderful new idea. I'm so excited about that. You will learn more about that very soon. And I have now this vision and this idea for next year. And now Venus is in Capricorn and Mercury is in Capricorn. What did I do? What did I? I asked my business coach if I can have a little call with her to talk about this new vision, this spark of inspiration, so that I can create it in a way that is sustainable and that is well balanced, and that I don't burn out so much energy with it, but it's not serving me in the over the next months. So it's so interesting because I called my business coach the last time when Venus was in Capricorn 1 year ago. So it's really interesting. And she has Venus in Capricorn. Super interesting. Anyway, so what I want to say is, ask yourself, how can you transform your Sagittarius vision into something that is serving you in the long run? And I really think that it is so much about this Capricorn energy of sustainability, the protection and preservation of our resources and energy, and not the self-exploitation, you know? Because Capricorn also mirrors our conditionings, what we learned from society, and we still live in a patriarchal, hierarchical society. And so we have all these imprints over lifetimes. that we have to exploit ourselves, that we have to exploit Earth, that we are not working in a way that is sustainable and in a way that is loving and is in respect of our own resources, our own physical resources, and our body as symbol of the Earth, in respect to the Earth's resources. And it's so interesting. I want to share again a personal thing with you. I received a message from my spirit guides today, and I feel that so much connected to Venus and Capricorn. And they said to me, stop measuring your self-worth, Venus, by your productivity, or if you have done all the things on your list. Stop doing that. So what do we learn, or what have we learned in this society? We live in a society that is still where still the value of a human being is measured by their productivity. And now my spirit guides told me, okay, stop feeling bad in the evening because you have not done all things that are on your list. Stop measuring your self-worth by your productivity. And then they said, if you have not finished everything on your list you wanted to finish on that day, you had too many things on your list. And it's super simple, but it feels so Capricornian in a good way. So if you have not finished everything you wanted, if you have not be that productive that you wanted to be, maybe it's not you that are wrong. Maybe you have put too many things on your list. And I think that there is something around becoming really clear and becoming aware where we are measuring our self-worth, or where our self-worth is dependent on our productivity. So maybe you feel bad in the evening if you have not done everything you wanted to do, or maybe you have the feeling of being guilty, or this is so much connected to Virgo too. You have the feeling to be unproductive if you're sitting on your couch because you are tired, because your body needs relaxation and regeneration. And I think a good Capricornian energy, not a distorted Capricornian energy, but Capricorn as a yin and earth sign, is so much about really taking care of our resources and being self-responsible with our energy. And that means that we have to say no to certain things. That means that we have to set boundaries, that we don't feel limited by our own conditions, but that we are self-responsible and say, okay, I don't have an endless amount of energy. So I am the one that is setting the boundary, and I'm saying, okay, I just have this amount of energy. And even though maybe our soul is inspired by the Sagittarius fire and wants to do more and feels, no, I want to go and explore new horizons, the Capricorn energy can, in a loving way, say, okay, darling, you can do all the things, but please take care of your body. And maybe your spirit, the energy of your spirit, has no limits, but your body has. And so we are now in this in-between state between Sagittarius and Capricorn in this time, where it is really about, okay, what is my body calling me to do? How can I bring together my inspiration, but how can I manifest it in a way, or bring it to earth in a way that is sustainable and not hasty and not overwhelming, but really sustainable in the long run? And my spirit guides told me, your measurement for success should be your own well-being and health. So, quote unquote, you should feel successful at the end of the day when you have worked in a way that you felt good, that was nourishing for you, where you make breaks, and where you feel not completely burnt out at the end of the day. And I think that there's so much about nervous system regulation too, and crossing our own physical boundaries. And I want to thank my dear friend Martha Alter-Heinz to bring my awareness to this topic too, that it might be the case that you cross permanently your physical boundaries because on the one hand, you feel so inspired, so that you just forget about, oh, I need to sleep, I need to eat, I need to pee, I need to rest. Or you cross your physical boundaries because we live in a society where you get actually a degree, or you have the you get the love, or the you are seen when you are crossing your boundaries. So when you are working more than others, and when you are working very hard, and when you don't need any day off, or when you don't need to sleep. I mean, we live in a society that really tells us that we are not allowed to have physical boundaries, that we should go to work even when we are ill. And you don't have to be in a job where it is the case. It might be that you have these imprints anyway, because you lived lifetimes in societies with hierarchical structures and oppressive systems. And I think especially with Venus and Capricorn, and Venus is now back in Capricorn, where she started her cycle in January 2022. So Venus and Capricorn, now we have already, we are now in the evening star phase. That means we have more than half of the Venus cycle, the 18-month Venus cycle behind us. And now we are back in Capricorn. So now we are really stepping into this energy of the wise old woman that says, okay, we decondition from our society standards that the value of a human being is measured by their productivity. We connect with this inner wisdom that knows the presumption, or what we really need to be productive or to create something here in this current incarnation. It's so important that we take care of our health and of our body and don't cross our boundaries and re-traumatize us, and that we take care of our nervous system and that we learn to regulate our nervous system. I talked about nervous system regulation in depth with Martha in our Energy Transmission 2023. You can watch that here on my channel too. So yes, I think that's all I wanted to share. I just wanted to give you a little reflection about the current energy and the current astrology. And you know, the astrology, the planets in the sky just reflect what is in the field and what is the overarching evolutionary energy. And when we become aware of that by looking into the sky, we can interact with the current energies in a more constructive way. And I think, to bring it to a close, it's really about, okay, you have maybe these new visions, new ideas. How can you put them into form and bring them onto the earth in a way that serves you in the long run? And how can you decondition from the idea that you have to be productive to be worthy? And how can you find new structures and expand your structures, adapt your structures, or find completely new structures, restructure, so that these new self-concepts, this new ideas, this new visions, that new projects that you want to create, this new truthful version of yourself, your true self, has room to breathe and feel lovingly held and supported by your structures and not restricted. If you want to learn more about the energies that are coming in 2023 and beyond, you can watch in English language my talk that I recorded with Martha Heinz. It's just one video before this video. And when you want to really have a deep dive into the energy and astrology of 2023, in German language, I highly recommend my video forecast. I have an astrology and energy video forecast, which includes 5 videos about Pluto in Aquarius, Saturn in Pisces, Jupiter transits, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, all the things, and 5 videos plus a workbook where you find the most important dates, the most important energies, and some room for your own journaling. You find the link to my astrology and energy forecast in German language in the show notes, in the description of the video. And another thing that I wanted to share with you is my offering that is also in German language. Is my Living Astrology Intense program. My Living Astrology Intense program is really my signature program, I would say. We start in January, and it's a 6-month container, a structure that allows you to expand and to grow and to evolve. And it's for advanced students, so you need to have a little bit astrological basic knowledge, or it is also very good for you when you already work as an astrologer, but you are desiring to feel astrology more and to really interact with transits and to really deepen your astrological wisdom and knowledge, and on the other hand really tap into your body wisdom and feel and sense and develop your astrological intuition. So the program is really, we cover topics like we deepen the astrological archetypes. We look at transits and aspects and planetary phases from an evolutionary point of view. We have one module, 1 month, where we focus on evolutionary astrology basic knowledge, so astrology and reincarnation and Pluto and the lunar nodes. Then we have one module where we talk about life cycles with Saturn and Uranus, and 1 month where we are looking at the asteroid goddesses. In the last month, we are looking at the Venus cycle. So we really bring we deepen our astrological wisdom, but we really live astrology. So we have different ways to feel into the energy by channeled meditations and embodiment practices, but we are also have this segment transit of the month, where we really focus on 1 transit per month and look what is happening in our chart and in our life, and we get into discussions. And so we really get a feeling for the archetypal energies of the astrological transits, and therefore really sharpen our astrological eye and tap into our body wisdom. And I really want to help you reconnect to your intuition, and at the same time really help you to develop your astrological intuition and strengthen your knowledge, so that you can really more and more develop your own perspective on astrology and your own astrological language. So, and Living Astrology Intense is, as I said, for advanced students, but if you need some astrological basic knowledge, I created the Astro Basics course that works as a pre-course for Living Astrology Intense 2. And the Astro Basics course is a video course that comes with Living Astrology Intense if you book Living Astrology Intense. So you find information for my Living Astrology Intense program in the description of the video. As I said, it's in German language, and we are starting. The opening ceremony is on December 21st, winter solstice, but the live class will start in January. So it depends when you are watching this video. You can come to the opening ceremony, or you can join in January. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to write me an email. And you find my email address and the information about Living Astrology Intense, the information about my astrology and energy forecast, and the information about my Astro Basics course in the show notes, in the description of the video. And if you want to stay informed, because I have some super interesting projects coming in 2023, which I now transform into Capricornian structures in English language. So one really nice project about the asteroid goddesses that I create with my friend and collaborator Martha Heinz, and another project that I will do, so my first astrology course in English language, which will be around discovering the healing potential of the transits. If that sounds interesting, so please get on my newsletter list. I have a newsletter in German language and one in English language, so you can choose which language you prefer and get on my newsletter list, and you will learn very soon more about all of these upcoming projects. And yeah, if you like my video, please like it, please share it, please subscribe to my channel. And I'm so happy that you are here, that you're watching. And yeah, I say have a good time with the last days in Sagittarius season, and then have a beautiful start of Capricorn season next week.